Tomatoes find their place in every food and cuisine. Have you ever thought about your life without tomatoes? Definitely it is something not possible for us. Tomatoes are used in the making of curries and soups. Tomatoes have a confusing story about their being a vegetable or a fruit. People ask, is tomato a fruit or vegetable? Cooks and scientists have their own point of views. You should develop the taste of tomatoes in your kids from an early age because most of the children don't like tomatoes because they have not developed their taste towards tomatoes. Here in this video I will discuss with you the reality behind tomatoes from the perspective of cooks and scientists. Is a tomato classified as a vegetable? When it comes to cooking, then tomato, which is scientifically a fruit, is considered as a vegetable. They purposefully make the food savory because it does not taste sweet like other fruits. We call the edible parts of the plants as vegetables, which include celery stalks, potato tubers, cabbage leaves and others. The tomato is called a vegetable when it is used in cooking. Otherwise it is a fruit. When is tomato a fruit? Tomato is generally a fruit according to the scientists because the fruit is developed from the ovary, which is present in the flower base where it contains the seeds of the plant. The tomato structure bears the seeds which are formed by the plant ovary. Fruits include raspberries, oranges and blueberries are some examples. The case of strawberry is different because the soft part of the plant supporting the seeds is known as fruit, which it does not develop from the ovary. Are tomatoes fruits or vegetables? Supreme Court? The Supreme Court has issued a rule about this tomato debate after the payment argument between a produce importer and a custom official in 1886. The case reached in the Supreme Court where it was decided unanimously that the classification of tomato should be based on the way it is used. It is a fruit botanically while a vegetable in the culinary sense. What are the different types of tomatoes? Tomatoes we see are red in color and nobody ever think about the different types of tomatoes that are produced worldwide. Every type has its own use and need. The texture and size of one type is different from the other one. Here I will share with you some kinds of tomatoes which you did not before. So let's get started. 1. Cherry tomatoes. You must be familiar with this type of tomatoes before. These are smaller in size and rounded in shape. They are called cherry tomatoes because their size is similar to that of a cherry. The common color of cherry tomatoes is red, however green, yellow and black colored varieties also exist. Some common varieties in cherry tomatoes are Bloody Butcher, Super Sweet 100, Sun Gold, Cherries Jubilee and some others. 2. Beef tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes. These types of tomatoes are greatly produced by the farmers. It belongs to the large variety of tomatoes in terms of weight. The tomatoes are pink to red in color with a ribbing pattern. The common varieties include Big Beef, Beefmaster, Beefsteak, Brandywine and lots of others. 3. Grape tomatoes. These types of tomatoes have the sweetness of a cherry tomatoes and the size is similar to that of a plum tomato. The fruits produced by the grape tomatoes are oblong in shape and small, which resemble with the grapes, that is why they are called the grape tomatoes. 4. Campari tomatoes. These types of tomatoes are juicy in nature with low acidic levels. The sugar level is high in this type of tomatoes. They are larger in size than the cherry tomatoes with deep reddish color. They are smaller than the plum tomatoes. The different varieties of Campari tomatoes include Cornell M, Magic Mountain and others. 5. Plum tomatoes. The plum tomatoes are produced for the purpose of making sauce. Having a cylindrical shape, they contain less number of seeds than the other types of tomatoes. The solid content in them is high, that is why they are ideal for processing. 6. Patio tomatoes. These hybrids are ideal for small gardens and growing in containers. The plants grow up to 2 feet tall where the tomatoes produced are compact and tasty. These types of tomato plants do not need any support, however the heavy winds can be harmful for the plant, sparing the weight of tomatoes. A single tomato plant spares up to 50 or more tomatoes. 7. Yellow, black and purple tomatoes. These are the tomatoes less commonly seen, but their use is more in just like the tomato we have in our kitchens for cooking. Mostly these colored tomatoes are added to salads and cocktails where they enhance the color and taste. A lot of dishes need these types of tomatoes to get the right flavor required. Thanks for watching.